All right, friends, it's T and I'm back with another video, and we're gonna do a reaction video to JasonBlaha again. I just posted this video, so I just gonna check it out. I'm gonna review it. The fitness slave himself, JasonBlaha, the strength and fitness guy. So physique transformations now outnumber my strength-focused clients. Okay. Physique transformations. Well, everybody, that's what they want. They're not interested in lifting. Nobody's interested in repeatedly lifting something heavy in a factory, because that's not going to change your physique. If anything, it's going to deteriorate you. But okay. He's using this to transform people's physiques. Lifting weights. Yes, okay.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals.
It is.
Give you guys a forearm shot.
One and only. Forearm shot.
Forearms are on point. People are always like, when are you going to do a return of the old bicep shot? That used to be done as a joke. I almost might start doing it again, just for the heck of it.
I know why he's not doing it anymore, because he has no bicep.
So, as a coach and as someone who always pushed strength coaching, strength channel, yeah, in more recent years,
He's not pushing strength. Listen to me. Brian Shaw is the epitome of strength. Want to know why? Because he's massively big and huge. And that's what impresses people. When they see people like him, giants like him walking around, people are impressed. They're like, man, they wish they could be like that. You understand me? So what do? They want to be a small guy lifting a heavy weight, practicing at lifting something heavy, pretending that they're strong. And they're not strong, because bigger's always stronger. Just look at the animal kingdom. I mean, I put up stuff in my community section. You can see a rhinoceros, a bull. There's a bull that's like, the rhinoceros is like 3 times the size of this bull or something, 3-4 times, okay, his weight and size. And the bull is trying to challenge the rhinoceros. The rhinoceros just tossed him like he was a cookie. Okay, man. And then, then there's, the rhinoceroses are like what, the second largest, I think. There's like hippos, then rhinoceros, and then there's there's elephants. They're the biggest. So even when they come up against elephants, these rhinoceroses, there's no challenge for elephants. They're massively huge and strong. But okay, man, whatever he believes is, I guess, he can believe whatever he wants, Blaha.
Coaching services have geared more towards physique, and that's been the interesting thing. A lot of people don't realize that until I start showing some of the people in the transformations. I've been linking them regularly on the social media.
I think he's going in the right direction, focusing on physique. You should focus on physique. Here's the thing. Yeah, to maintain lifting a weight all the time, practice strength, chemical practiced strength, is ridiculous to do that. I'm just giving my honest opinion, okay? I don't want to be slaved to lifting something the rest of my life, because if I stop doing it, oh God forbid, it may go away. You know what I mean? Like Jesus, I'm not working any heavy duty labor jobs. You understand me? So I don't need to practice that strength for that. And anyways, it's not carryover. It's not carryover because in a factory, you're doing something very specific when you're lifting stuff, or maybe on construction or something. It's unlike what you're doing in the gym. It's totally different. But anyway, yeah, it's not, it's a carryover. Not really. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to be slave to that. I rather build up a very big, strong physique than just be a slave to lifting weights the rest of my life. I mean, that's just crazy.
All of it, kind of seeing some of my clients, and yeah, I do have some very, very aesthetic clients. And to be honest, I am now training more for physique, partially because of the coaching end. The thing that people need to understand, all of our businesses and all of our methods evolve over time. And the longer I've done this, the more I've realized I actually can get people pretty good physiques. A lot of my power lifters ended up having them. A perfect example, even like Justin, who you guys have seen, so people were literally like in one of my things when I posted him, they're like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but that guy should be coaching you. Ask him.
Well, I gotta give props to Blaha for trying. At least he's tried, but he's failed, but he's tried. And then he keeps trying, but he just keeps failing. Well, Will he ever succeed? Yeah, I doubt that. But hey, at least he's trying, right? Come on.
He posts on my comments and he posts on social media. It's on his real profiles. Okay? But that's the thing. He's not coaching me. I'm coaching him. I've been coaching him since 2019.
He's not coaching you. You're coaching him. Oh, okay.
5 years, guys. 5 years. And we started out
Wow.
training only for strength and doing a little bit of aesthetics work. Okay?
You train for being good at lifting something, an object. Oh, okay. See, look, in the past I trained for strength. You know how I did it? I just kept damaging my muscles and regrowing them bigger and stronger. That's how I did it. And then eating for hours, man. Training, eating for hours. That was a lot of work, dude. I mean, I put in a lot of work to get up to 285. I can't even, it's unfathomable the amount of work I put in at that time when I was young. And, your body works different when you're younger than when you're older. It does a bunch of stuff. And then, you have to have taken out the time to do that and stuff like that. It takes a lot of work.
The reason the guy also looks so good is because he's just got good genetics, but he trains really hard and he struggles to bulk. So he has a six-pack year-round. Even when we try to bulk him, because he won't eat junk food, and I can totally appreciate that, and I think we all agree. Probably not the wisest choice. You shouldn't have to go to junk food to bulk if you care about your health. I don't recommend it. So we just live smart.
Why does he keep talking about bulking and junk food and bulking? Bulking gets you fat. That's not how you create a physique. Look, man, you want to know what science says? This is what builds muscles, not bulking. Does it say bulk in there anywhere? That's going to get you this mass? No, it doesn't. This is NCBI. Look, right there. Skeletal muscle is continually breaking down, synthesizing protein. It is. It does that all day. If muscle is going to maintain its mass, the net level of protein balance must equal 0. Does it say that if muscle is going to maintain its mass, you have to go to the gym to break down proteins? What does labor work do to you? What does labor work do to your muscles? They break proteins down, right? That's what's going on. You're breaking down more protein faster than it would normally break down if you weren't doing anything labor. There you go. See what I mean? Now think about 32 grams of protein, eh? Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. So it says here, if muscle is going to gain mass, protein synthesis must do what? Exceed what? Breakdown. But think about it. It's also a window for protein synthesis, but it's a window for breakdown when you exercise in the gym. It's a window for breakdown. You're breaking down protein. So you need to exceed breakdown? Well, what are you doing in the gym? Breaking down. Oh my God, how much do you need to eat now to counter that? Well, usually I'll eat a lot of protein before I go into the gym, and I'm going to eat for hours after my workout session. See what I mean? And even people that are adapted, lifting. I mean, come on, man. You seriously are living in a delusional state, thinking that bulking is somehow getting fat is going to build muscles. Eating an artificial diet that makes you fat, getting fat is going to build muscles. Yeah, okay. Like, you have to be delusional to think 32 grams of protein is going to do it, or I need 1 gram of protein per body weight. Like, can you not visually see this? Can you not understand this, comprehend what they're trying to tell you here? Like, geez, man, you know what I mean? What needs to occur to have more protein synthesis than breakdown? Want to know what needs to occur? In order to maintain positive protein balance, or you can say nitrogen balance, well, we call it protein balance. You need to synthesize more protein than you break down. Consumption of essential amino acids to have a full amino acid pool will allow for synthesis to complete proteins, allowing for more positive protein balance. You see what I mean, man? I think people really they don't understand that. Hey, weights are gonna build muscles. How many sets to build a muscle? 8 reps. Oh, okay, yeah, 8 reps. Eh? You need, what is this? What is needed for the protein to be broken down? What is needed for it to be broken down? I don't know. Once protein source reaches your stomach, hydrochloric acid and enzymes called proteases break it down into small chains of amino acids. Amino acids are joined together by peptides, which are broken by proteases. Yes, that's why I noticed that when I just eat a lot of meat, I eat a lot of beef. Really, very rare. I would say very raw beef, okay? And I eat a lot of it. And I notice I don't go to the washroom. I can eat for days, a whole week, literally pile it down. And I'm not going to the washroom. But the only thing I'm going to the washroom for is I'm peeing a lot. But I don't notice any waste product coming out other than pee. Why is that? Because it's meat. The meat is holding all the juice. How much, here's the thing, how much of that is made up of water, the steak, when you're eating it? How much is it? I don't know. I can't tell you. I'd have to look it up right now. Okay, let's see, what is a steak made up of? How much?
According to USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service, the muscle is approximately 75% water and 20% protein, with the remaining 5% representing a combination of fat, carbohydrate, and minerals.
Oh, people eat meat for muscle. The muscle is approximately 75% water. I don't know what they're talking about here. Are they talking about human? I don't know. I want to know how much water is in a steak. Like a 1 pound steak, so 75% then. So 75% of it is water. What's in that water? The nutrients are in there to build the muscles. Get it? The rest, there's very small excrement that's going to come out when you go to the washroom. See, plant, what do you call it? Cellulose or fiber. That's why you're shitting a lot. You're shitting a lot because you're eating too much fiber. You're eating too much carbs, too much fiber all day long, and then you're crapping all day long. Why? Because your body can't. You can't digest it. You can't digest it, so it just sends it out as a piece of mush, a stinky piece of mush, and you're farting all day, letting out gas and stuff. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, so it says here, it's representing a combination of fat, carbohydrate, and minerals. That's what's in there. So, yeah. I think people don't even realize that. They don't even realize that. But whatever, man. Let's see what else he has to say here.
Slow gains year after year for him, and he never really gains body fat. But the end
slow gains for him. He's not going to gain anything.
Result, when you have someone who is already advanced and you work with them for 5 years, we put over 100 pounds on this squat. We put over 100 pounds on this deadlift. Okay.
Yeah, that's an adaptation. Your body is not going to put on muscle. So what does it do? It adapts by doing what? Giving you these motor units and chemical strength. It's giving you chemical strength. It's temporary chemical strength, okay? That's what your body's giving you. It's not giving you any muscle to lift, extra muscle to lift that weight. You know what I mean? It's not doing that. It's fooling you. You're being fooled.
Bench, it hasn't gone up as much. It's only been about 30 pounds. But even the upper body.
You are losing, I don't know what it is, but a percent, I don't know if it's 1% or 3% of muscle mass. I don't know if it's per decade, 3% per decade, or is it 1% per every year you're losing 1% or something. I don't know. You're losing muscle mass as you get older. With every year after the age of 25, you are losing muscle mass. You're not building muscle mass anymore. You're losing it. So you're fighting uphill. You understand me? And the majority of your body is filled with carbohydrates because that's what you're eating. You're carrying useless weight around. When you're on your natural diet, a protein animal source diet, you'll notice that your body will lose a lot of body fat will go away. A lot of this carbohydrate energy stuff will just drain out. And your body will run a lot better on animal fat. You'll just perform a lot better. You'll feel better, perform better. You'll be optimal like a machine, a well-oiled machine.
Physique is transformed, right? It's transformed. Through mostly
What transformed the physique? Carbohydrates It's temporary transformation. It isn't a permanent transformation. Let me explain this. He's like, he transformed his physique. What did he do? Lose body fat? Okay. He lost body fat. The body fat that he put on eating what? Carbohydrates. So what did he do? He stopped eating carbohydrates, or he lowered the carbohydrates. What did he transform really exactly there? Does he even know what his natural body would look like on a natural diet? No. So they're like, well, he transformed his body. His body would have transformed naturally back to its homostatic state had he eaten his natural diet. You understand me? That's just ridiculous. Now, a transformation, he's going to say, well, his muscles got bigger. Doing what? Eating carbohydrates? They filled up with glycogen. The muscles filled up with glycogen in the form of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. They hypertrophy through through the sarcoplasm. And then he says, well, they transformed. What is it? It's temporary. It's all temporary. If you damage muscle fibers, if you injure them and repair and remodel them, if you get your body to repair and remodel them, that is a feat and a task. Now that is a transformation, get it? Because you actually built something permanent.
Strength training, but then we started pushing more towards physique stuff because for the same for him, he realized I'm already strong. I already squat over 500 pounds. Wrong.
That's nice.
Let's just keep working on getting jacked. Because if
let's keep working on getting jacked. Man, this is funny. Nobody sees what you lift in public. They don't care. They don't care. They only see what you look like.
Anything, what do we find? The more jacked you get, the stronger you get. And then as a coach for me,
the more jacked, the more stronger you get. No, you don't. The more jacked you get eating carbohydrates, you don't get stronger. You might get energy, which will help you lift heavier chemicals, to induce this chemical strength. But other than that, no. Unless you built real myofibrillar growth, no.
Some physique stuff started happening. I started getting over time bodybuilders in the off season. Not many of them, but I started getting some like, hey, I really want to work on a little powerlifting in the off season to get.
He wants to work a little bit on the powerlifting. Look, I'll explain this too. I'll bring this up just in case they don't understand this. Really, really, really quick, because I get people always bothering me on my channel. So this is the chemical strength that I'm talking about, and these motor units, okay? They proliferate. So myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength, but not the mass of the limb muscles, right? So what controls the mass of the limb muscles? If this androgen receptor controls the strength, what controls the mass of the limb muscles? See that? Well, this controls the mass of the limb muscles. This controls the mass of the limb muscles. When protein synthesis exceeds breakdown, that controls the mass of the limb muscles. Okay. Here's a problem. I'll go back over here. Hold on. So, So when you go to the gym the very first time, you get something called, well, actually, no, I'll go back to this one. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, so when you go to the gym the very first time, or if you do something you're unaccustomed to doing, untrained, unfamiliar, or whatever, you get this. It's called delayed onset muscle soreness. It's a type of ultra-structural muscle injury. You're getting an injury in the muscles. The manifestation of DOMS is caused by eccentric or unfamiliar forms of what? Exercise. So we know that unaccustomed exercise is associated with unaccustomed exercise is known to cause widespread muscle damage. Okay, man? So the clinical signs of this damage include what? Reduced force capacities, increased painful restriction of movement, stiffness, swelling, dysfunction of adjacent joints. How long does this last? It could last 4 or 5 days. It's still in a repair and a remodeling by the 7th day of the week. providing you're eating in an anabolic growth state, that you are in a positive nitrogen balance. So although DOMS is considered a mild type of injury, it is one of the most common reasons for compromised sportive performance. It is. In the past few decades, many hypotheses have been developed to explain this DOMS. What is it exactly? Well, the primary mechanism is currently considered to be the ultrastructural damage of muscle cells due to what? They say unfamiliar sporting activities or eccentric exercise, which leads to further protein degradation and apoptosis. So how do you stop that protein degradation and apoptosis if you get this DOMS? If you ever work out and get that, how do you stop that? And here's another thing. And even if you are working out in the gym and say you're adapted, you're not getting this DOMS, because this is an adaptation process. I'll prove it to you, okay? They tell you here, post 48, 72 hours, whatever, peak soreness, blah, 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 okay? Regarding the damaging mechanisms as well as the whatever of DOMS, okay? So what prevents this from happening? Well, it goes down, and there's many stages in this damage. You may get just a little bit of damage, then you get a second level type of damage, and then there's a third level type of damage. There's a repair and a remodeling and more fibers. They're induced. So sometimes it's just a little bit of damage, sometimes it's a repair and a remodeling, then repair and remodeling, and there's an additional fibers being built. It depends on the amount of damage that you caused. Okay, but what is protecting from getting any more muscle damage? Like it says here, this ultrastructural muscle damage, what's protecting it? Well, there's a protection mechanism. It's called the repeated bout effect phenomena. It's the advancements understand the repeated bout effect, the protective effect against muscle damage from what? A single bout of eccentric exercise. See that? Remember, eccentric exercise is always associated with what? Muscle damage. What else is associated with muscle damage? Unfamiliar forms, unaccustomed and untrained muscles get that damage. So it's a different kind of training. If you're training for muscle damage, it's totally different kind of training. Requires a lot of work. The repeated bout effect refers to the adaptation whereby a single bout of eccentric exercise protects against muscle damage from subsequent eccentric bouts. So are you damaging muscles all the time in the gym? Are you damaging? No. Now, you could be adapted and breaking down proteins. That's different. You could get rhabdo and die. That'll become a disease, get it? So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, what does it do? It goes into type 1, it does a bunch of stuff, protects itself. Though these are normal things in science, they tell you. You can pop up anything on eccentric exercises and it tells you what eccentric exercise, look. Eccentric muscle contractions, risks and benefits. Eccentric exercise contractions. Hold on a second. I don't like that one. Usually I just type up eccentric. Eccentric lengthening muscle contraction occurs when a force applied to the muscle exceeds the monetary force produced by the muscle itself. Yeah. The NCBI has everything here about eccentric exercises. See that? During eccentric contraction, the muscle lengthens. Okay, whatever. Maybe I can type NCBI here in front of it. I don't know. I can even type PubMed, dude. PubMed. Eccentric exercise. Excuse me. All right. Eccentric exercise is classically used to improve muscle strength. See that? Why is that used to improve muscle strength and power in healthy subjects? Why don't they say power and muscle strength doing concentric exercise. Isn't that what everybody's doing in powerlifting? Concentric, the up force, not the down force. But anyways, whatever. So yeah, so this it tells you right here. It tells you what it's associated with, like this one right here. It says the effects of eccentric exercise in older adults has demonstrated improvements in skeletal muscle structure, strength, and power, a whole bunch of stuff. It's superior to concentric exercises. So you could look up everything here about eccentric training. They never talk about concentric. Very rarely they talk about concentric exercise, but they will tell you it's superior. Muscle damage why is it superior? Everybody's chasing an inferior lifting regime. Their lifting regime is inferior. That's what they're chasing. But if you were to chase something superior, why can't you chase something that's superior? Because it requires money. It's a lot harder. The amount of work that you need to put in to be all the time doing exercises that you're unfamiliar with, untrained, unaccustomed, and then going through a repair and a remodeling, damaging it, and then protein synthesis needs to exceed this breakdown. Otherwise, there's a huge apoptotic event going on there. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. So yeah, it tells you here, the aim of this systematic review was to determine if eccentric exercise is superior to concentric exercise in stimulating gains in muscle strength. Well, guess what? It is. It is superior. Just a second here. They tell you it's superior. I don't know. There's many of them. They talk about. I don't know. I don't know this one. There's many of them. Okay. Superior to concentric exercise, stimulating gains in muscle strength. Meta-analysis has been performed. Eccentric, concentric, whatever. They found that what? Strength increased more significantly. Higher intensities compared with concentric training. Total strength and eccentric strength increased more significantly. However, compared with concentric training, strength gains after eccentric training appeared more specific in terms of velocity and mode of contraction. Eccentric training performed at high intensities were shown to more effective in promoting increases in what? Muscle mass. Why is eccentric more effective in promoting increases in muscle mass measured as muscle girth? In addition, eccentric training, that's the training I do. I do eccentric training. I don't do concentric, dude. Eccentric training also showed a trend towards increased muscle cross-sectional measured with magnetic resonance imaging. But that I'm not talking about sarcoplasmic hypertrophy training, okay? Like all you doing out there eating artificial carbohydrates. So yeah. So they say here, analysts suggest that the superiority, right here, subgroup, see that? The superiority of eccentric training to increase muscle strength and mass appears to be related to the higher loads developed during eccentric contractions. The specialized neural pattern in eccentric actions possibly explains the higher specificity of strength gains from eccentric training. Well, it builds muscles. That's what it does. It gives you mass and muscles. That's what's making you more stronger. Concentric is not associated with gaining mass. It's not associated with anything. It's associated with the pump, maybe if you're eating a fake diet, but it's associated with chemical strength, lifting chemical strength. It's not based on physical strength. It's based on chemical strength. Eccentric is based on physical strength, and concentric is associated with chemical strength, the fake phony chemical strength. Okay, dude? I don't know how to explain this to people, but they'll still never get it. They'll never get it. So, like it says here, the specialized neural pattern of eccentric actions possibly explains the high specificity of strength gains after eccentric training. Further research is required to investigate underlying mechanisms, specificity, and the function of significant in terms of transferability of strength gains to more complex human movements. Yeah, okay. But whatever, it's superior. Okay, dude? So, I'm going to go any further here. I could bring out more stuff. Okay, one more we're going to bring up here. Okay, man? Yeah, I'll bring up this one. Hold on. So, myonuclear domain size limit. PubMed. We know that muscles have an M&D size limit. M&D size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by satellite cell to support what? Support further muscle growth. What do nuclei do? Why do you need these nuclei? Because they synthesize protein. That's what they do. They synthesize protein. But none of you are really lifting properly. All your lifting regimes like Blaha and everybody else is all convoluted. You guys don't know what you're doing. It's all wrong. All your training is wrong. And I mean wrong, man.
Not many of them, but I started getting.
Like I said, all your training is wrong. I'm not saying that these things won't work in the beginning, these so-called fake transformations that people are doing. You know, trying to chase chemical strength and, you know, trying to chase like artificial muscles, sarcoplasmic muscles, creating these artificial muscles for what? For the visual aspect. Should we show that too as well?
Like, hey, I really want to work on a little powerlifting in the off.
Because I know there's a doofus writing me on my channel all the time. I don't even know if he watches my videos, but whatever. Let's see. What's the fake muscles associated with here? So what is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? Basically, is a kind of artificial muscle growth. You train the muscle for no other reason than to visually increase its size by increasing the amount of fluid it can hold, but you do not increase the density of the muscle fibers. What increases the density of the muscle fibers? What does that? Myofibrillar. Myofibrillar. What is myofibrillar associated with? Look, it's up for you if it's hard for you to do it yourself. Muscle hypertrophy, muscle building involves hypertrophy increases or whatever. What's the difference? The two factors contribute to hypertrophy. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which focuses more on the increase in glycogen, muscle glycogen storage, and myofibrillar hypertrophy, which focuses more on increased myofibrillar size. So how do you focus on myofibrillar size when protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown? That's what it's based on. It isn't based on loading glycogen in your muscle, the artificial muscle growth you're doing. The fake stuff. How do you get myofibrillar hypertrophy? I don't know what they're going to tell you, some weird thing here about lifting heavy weights, but that's not how you do it. It's based on muscle damage. And yeah, I mean lifting heavy weights too to get it's not really lifting heavy weights. It's eating more in a positive nitrogen balance. You got to be anabolic. Positive nitrogen balance is associated with periods of growth, hypothyroidism, tissue repair. See, what is it associated with being in a positive nitrogen balance? It is associated with what? Periods of what? Growth. If your nitrogen balance is positive, you will be growing. It's associated with growth. Now, if you're lifting and your nitrogen balance is not positive, you will never grow. That's why you're all complaining in the gym, newbie gains, whatever. Okay, so yeah, see, and it's also associated with what? Tissue repair. So it's associated with people that are in the gym lifting, trying to get growth, right? If you're adapted, I don't know, you need some mass on your muscle fiber. But now, if you're a person that is moving for muscle damage, doing eccentric exercises, then it's associated with tissue repair. Because of this, the intake of nitrogen into the body is greater than the loss of nitrogen from the body. Thus, there is an increase in total body pool of what? Body pool of what? Protein. Since your body doesn't store protein as an energy source, it doesn't store it as an energy source, dude. So you need to consume it externally, and you need to consume large amounts externally to build your muscle. And the window of success to build that muscle, it's very short. It's a very short window. You do it all in that one time limit. I don't know. Let's say you're on vacation from school now. You have 3 months. Okay, take those 3 months and start building your muscles. Start building it. Protein synthesis exceeds this breakdown. Be in positive nitrogen balance. You can do it. You can do it. But if you come into the gym and you eat frivolously and you lift frivolously, you will never be successful at anything that you're doing in the gym. That's why people revert to what? They're all trying to get skinny now. Oh, let's just lose body fat and look all skinny and cute. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just telling you, this is just how it works, dude, okay? But whatever.
Season to get bigger, can we do this and keep some of my other bodybuilding work in so that I can trim down later and keep bodybuilding, and they go over to their normal bodybuilding coaches after that. But the end result, we started realizing my approaches worked for these guys. They got bigger. Okay, they got bigger.
Yeah, did they?
And then again, by and large, more clients have come to me over the years who are like, I love your work, but can you help me transform my physique? They care more about their physique than their bench press and their squat.
Of course they do.
So as a coach,
Of course they do.
I just found my business going in that direction. And let's be honest here. At the end of the day,
would you still go to your job if Amazon?
at the end of the day, more people out there want to look good naked than who care about having monstrous lifts. They just do. So when you think about it, just the way that it works, it got to a point where I started coaching just organically more guys who just wanted a better physique
Oh, yeah.
than guys who wanted to lead lifts. As of right now,
That's kind of obvious. Because people are waking up. They're getting smart. They don't want to be lifting slaves, man. They want to look good. But they don't really know how to accomplish it permanent, to try to make something more, how should I put it? Instead of making it artificial, try to make it more natural than artificial. But hey, each to their own. Cosmetic, you know.
as of right now, I only have 3 competitive powerlifters even on my roster. 3! And one of them we're in a hypertrophy physique phase because he's in between these. We just did a meet. Now we're doing almost bodybuilding work, even though he does power lift. He's not doing another meet for a few months, so we're just working on body composition now. We're working on getting that jactitude. So
They're all getting jacked. You know what they're getting? They're all getting jacked in there. Let's see what they're getting. This is what trained people get in the gym. Trained people, they get their gains are largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. See that? Trained people. You know what untrained muscles get? Let's see what untrained muscles get. If you are exercising at a level you haven't performed before, right? With a different technique, a new form of exercise. Listen to the word, new form of exercise, position. That could be unaccustomed, unfamiliar, and untrained, right? Or performing a new task or skill. That can result in soreness to the untrained or different muscles. And what do we know that delayed onset muscle soreness is associated with? Ultrastructural muscle injury. Do muscles get damaged during exercise? When do they get damaged? When do they get damaged? Right here. If you look right there, what does it say here? Do muscles get damaged during exercise? What do they say? If a person is what? Unaccustomed to a specific exercise, or if it is of greater than normal intensity or duration. All forms of exercise can cause what? Damage and pain. However, exercise-induced muscle damage, EIMD, is most often caused by high-intensity eccentric exercise, right? See that? You can see this as NCBI, what is this? Pathophysiology of exercise-induced muscle damage and its structural what? Well, whatever. I'm not gonna pop it up, okay? So what are trained muscles associated with? Largely sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, right? Now, what are unaccustomed muscles associated with? Muscle damage. See that? Exercise forms cause damage and pain. That's what it causes. You understand me? Unaccustomed just means untrained. It means the same thing. Untrained, unfamiliar, unaccustomed, dude. I think people are really, they don't get it. And that sarcoplasmic is a type of artificial muscle growth. You may not believe me, but that's okay. I don't care what you believe.
One of the things I realized too, at a point where I didn't want to power lift for a while anymore. I don't want.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a lifting slave anymore. He's given up.
To deal with the nonsense and the politics and all the stuff that has gone with it for me, and I've stepped back from it. And I have offers to where I could definitely compete. Big Federation, who I'm friends with a high-ranking international official, personal friends. He said, hey, if you ever want to come do that, I'll put you on the team anytime. Because we're friends, we have history. And I'm like, so the offer is there even to go to do more of that.
Sure.
But it's just not my passion these days, and that's what I'm finding. The older I get, I realize it's better for business. It's better for.
See, it's not his passion. He wants to get away from being a lifting slave. You understand me? Because he's getting older, he's falling apart. He realized it. Yeah, he may, Blaha is not bad. I don't know if he's a bad person. I don't really know Blaha that well, but whatever. I know people on the internet, they have a tendency not to like him, but I can understand that man is suffering, okay? The man is suffering. He's suffering from sarcopenia, everything. He will never experiment and change his ways. He doesn't like my channel. That's why he keeps attacking me. He's attacked me now again for sure because they try to take away my monetization. He thinks, well, if they take away his monetization, he'll stop making videos. The truth is, my videos help people. I never fabricate anything. I never made up anything. I simply brought up the information straight from NCBI. I didn't lie to people. I didn't make it up. I simply presented the truth. The rest is up to you. You figure it out. Or you understand me? I just bring it up and I present it. That's all I do. Me personally, in my personal life, I just do muscle damage. That's it. That's what I did in the past. That's how I figured it out. I figured it out on my own, how it works, okay? But it's incumbent upon everybody to go out and experiment and figure out for themselves what works. You understand me? Nobody can tell you what to do. People can show you the way, guide you. But the decision really is yours. They can't make the decision for you what you want to do. You understand me? He's made the decision not to be a lifting slave now anymore. So he's a physique person.
Me personally, better for my health if I just focus more on my physique. I really do.
Think about it. Why is he saying it's better for his health to focus on his physique than lift a heavy weight? Is he saying that lifting a heavy weight is bad for your health? Because it seems that way.
No, I don't get rid of the heavy lifting. I still do heavy barbell lifts.
He does do them. Doesn't do multiple sets a lot, but he's still doing them somewhat. But why did he say for health purposes? It didn't make sense there.
I still coach them, right? All my physique guys are going to bench and deadlift still. They're still going to.
Look, man, health starts with what you eat. It starts with what you eat. The more beef you eat, the healthier you become. The younger you look, the higher your testosterone. If it's called nutrient overloading. It's called overloading the cell with nutrients. It's not, he says overfeeding. That's overfeeding, whatever. It's actually nutrient overloading is what reverses a lot of the damage and a lot of this aging in the cells, and you can push out senescent cells at the same time. Now, the damaging effect, what happens there is if you damage muscles in an unaccustomed state, the progenitor wakes up, comes out, there's dead tissue there. So the T cells, what they do is they come around, they clean up the dead tissue, but they also start cleaning up the senescent cells, and they wear off myogenic decline because now the satellite cells activated. It will split, divide, and increase in number, and it will go back and increase the satellite cell pool for further regenerative demands. So we can kind of increase that satellite cell pool. We can try to keep increasing it every so often in an unadapted, untrained, unfamiliar form state. And then we get the T cells will come out and they'll push out the senescent cells and will wear off myogenic decline, because these stem cells, they're declining as you get older. So we want to wear off myogenic decline, and we want to get younger and reverse aging. You don't have to spend millions of dollars to reverse aging to figure out how it works. It tells you in the satellite cell use it or lose it. It tells you right there what to do. Now, the other part is the eating part, the nutrients. Beef is filled with nutrients. That's what it does. That's what it does, man. It makes you younger. High testosterone, your normal testosterone, which is 1200, is associated with youth. It makes you young, makes you look good, a whole bunch of stuff, dude. Yeah, when your system is down, that's a bad thing if you have low testosterone. That's an indicator of poor health. Everything is an indicator of poor health. Low testosterone, poor health, you're eating wrong, you're eating the wrong food, your teeth are falling out, and a whole bunch of stuff, your hair and everything.
Do these things, okay? Because old school bodybuilders always did that. But the coaching has gone in the direction of, I can say at this point, I have
old school
more
bodybuilders
clients whose primary goal is to look jacked or to look good, who struggle with their own physique transformations and to get crazy strong. They outnumber them like 2, 3 to 1.
All right.
So that's become a big part of my coaching, and accordingly, and another reason I started pushing my own goals there, because this is what my business requires, and if I can continue to improve my physique with someone who everyone has said that I have the worst genetics in YouTube fitness for physique stuff. So when I get to a point to where I'm looking pretty decent, which I am these days, I'm getting a lot of compliments, and that's internet compliments. In public, it's different. In public, nobody looks like I look walking around. It would be insanely rare. And people forget that these truly gifted people you're seeing on the internet are not represented very well in public. You're not going to see them. The odds of you meeting them, unless you hang out at hardcore gyms and bumping into someone like that, isn't that high. They're just not. You may not see anyone who looks like that at your local gym at all.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of people back in the day in my local gym. They looked unusual. But then again, they were all taking steroids, a lot of people back then. Because that was the rave, the craze, because it was a new thing.
So, again, unrealistic image. And most people don't even care about, they don't necessarily want to look like the influencer. They just want to have abs. They want to look good. They want to look better than the average person who works out. And that's totally obtainable, and that's a lot of what I do with my coaching at this point. And it's really gone in that direction. And I think particularly with my older lifters, because they're more beat up, guys are more beat up, they have other recovery issues, they have lifestyles to work around. Most of the guys, especially over 40, they're not trying to deadlift 600 pounds anymore. Most of them just want to look good, and they want to feel good.
Right.
And that is where my coaching is gone. So just making people aware, if they were unaware, that is a big direction that my business has gone. It's become my primary coaching business at this point. And I have slots open, so if anyone wants to sign up, go ahead, guys. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals.
Very interestingly informative, I would say. See you in the next one, friends. So much to think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Physique, that's the way to go. See you in the next one. Ciao. Comment down below. Helps with the algorithm.